In ZVZ, Nidus play is generally unexplored, but I have seen it used to great effect. So it's still quite doable to be like, instead of making infestors, you just get a Nidus into the other Zerg's main, snipe off tech, and leave.
Alright, let's try this again. Upper left is Sky, he is red. And he is Terran.
And in the bottom right, we have the teal Protoss. On, what is it? It's Bel'Shir Vestige, right?
Yes, indeed. You got that right.
You got the name right, alright. It's the
That's
teal
right.
Protoss.
That's right.
Who needs a flamethrower. Honestly, it's 3rd degree.
Yes, and by the way, this is a best of 3, so this is game number 1 of this best of 3 in the round of 8. This is the quarterfinals of the tournament. TVP, so our first TVP matchup for tonight. We saw Sky get to the finals on Saturday night against 5-year-old, and went down 0-2 to 5-year-old on Saturday night. He is a kind of a scary Terran. He's getting a lot better. He used to. He's one of these guys who used to smurf the Daywalker.
Oh, he is?
Months and months ago, yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, his name was... I used to have his name. It used to be Captain... I want to say... It's Captain something, but I can't ever remember what the rest of his name... Infernal. It was Inferno. It was, his Skype name... I'm sorry, his Zeke name was Inferno, but his in-game name was Captain... I want to say Captain Inferno for some reason, but I know that's not it.
Captain Caveman?
No, it was...
No?
I forget. I'm having a total mind block about that. I'll have to look it up.
Anyway, pretty standard stuff going on. Looks like we're gonna have a probably a 1-gate expand from 3rd degree. That'd be my guess. We've got a little bit of a probe attacking an SCV. Could possibly kill it if it remains on the outside. Sky realizes this, pulls his SCV, doesn't want to lose it. Cybercore on the way. Now Sky seeing that it's a 1-base play so far. We could go into like a gate robo expand from this point. Could obviously go into a 3-gate pressure or possible 4-gate. But people generally don't go for the 4-gate anymore because it's been pretty figured out. But I remember back in the day versus Protoss when all you did was 4-gate. That's all you did.
Yep. Very powerful.
Very powerful. I mean, when I was playing random in Season 1 and it was fun and all that stuff, I was just like, 4-gate, why not? He's a Zerg, I'll kill him, no problem. Just 4-gate.
Do you watch other sports, like football, basketball, whatever?
I follow football a little bit.
Okay.
Baseball a little bit.
I'm going to make this point just for the sake of making a point. Okay, just follow me on this. Football is played on a field. Everyone knows what the dimensions of the field are. It's always the same in every stadium. But this game is not played on the same field, is it? It's played on different fields. So,
yes.
So one of the arguments with all this talk about buffing or nerfing the Zerg, whatever else, that's not the entire story. The story, you have to include the maps in this story, because every other sport you play, chess, you know, whatever it is, Scrabble board, I don't care what sport it is, baseball, football, volleyball, racquetball, whatever. The court is normally, or the field of play is almost always the same. Especially basketball is one of those sports that's had the same dimensions of court forever. You know what I mean? It's always the same.
Yes. Yeah, the changing maps in StarCraft 2 obviously have had a huge effect on the ladder and the tournament scene in general. I mean, the tournament scene kind of stopped using the ladder maps early on. Mm-hmm. And then everyone was complaining to Blizzard like, hey, you know, ladder's not really relevant in practice anymore because we don't use the ladder maps because they're awful. So why don't you include some maps that aren't awful?
GSL was one of the what I think they started to not use ladder maps from the very beginning. Other tournament, drawing a blank on what other tournaments did, but I can only guess that ESL, because they make their own maps and, you know, those type of tournaments. But now, speaking of fields, there is one sport where the fields do change in size around the world, and that's soccer. I was reading an article about soccer fields in South America that are huge, like gigantic compared to soccer fields in, like, you know, Europe and stuff like that. So there is that sport does have changing fields of play. But football, American football at least, baseball, American baseball, whatever, the field of play is, at least the diamond in baseball is the same size, same dimensions. Golf, no, the field of play does not stay the same in golf. Golf, the course changes. They play on different courses all year long.
Yeah, golf is the one sport actually where the courses change a lot.
And it's kind of like what this is. You know, you think of it, you know, as you're playing at the Masters or you're playing at Pebble Beach or something like that. This is kind of like what this is. You know, you're playing on a different course every time. But there is something about football that's interesting over the years. You've had turf fields, you've had grass fields, you've had indoor stadiums, outdoor stadiums. You know, weather plays a vital role in you know, real sports, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The advancement of the Protoss, the front of the natural, the Terran, was cut off because there are 2 bunkers in front, as you can see, and 2 SCVs per bunker ready to repair. So the Protoss attack here is not going to work. He does have enough sentries to wall off those bunkers, but decides not to. ThirdDegree is being careful with his play. Let's look in the main base. He does have the robotics bay now down, so he's going to make Colossus. He is getting extended thermal lance. He does have 3 gates. And that's it for the Protoss right now. He has a, does he have a 4 pylon? Yes, he does. A 4 pylon is here to the left-hand side of the map of Bel'Shir Vestige, which would be, it would be either the Terran's 3rd base or the Terran's 4th base. Meanwhile, the Protoss is going to make a nexus at his 3rd base over to the left side of his main base.
Yep, and it's pretty good from ThirdDegree. There's been no attack really from the Terran, so he's just like, well, if you're not going to do anything, I'll just take more bases.
There you go. Yep. The Protoss was basically in front of the Terran's natural just to see what the Terran would do. That's about all he was doing. He just wanted to see, is the Terran going to come out and attack me? If so, I'm just going to force field down and just try to pick off units and then run back home, which is what he did anyways without doing any damage. He did salvage those 2 bunkers. He's going to use the minerals to you would think expand, maybe not, I don't know. We're going to find out what he does. Does he have a command center in his main base? No, he doesn't. Instead, he puts down 2 more barracks in his main. So there you go. He's going to keep pumping out the bio. Meanwhile, the Protoss does have the nexus that's about to finish at his 3rd base. And he has a force of zealots, sentries, and 1 stalker here right in front of those 2 bases. Meanwhile, in the back of the Protoss base, as you can see, he does have the double forge down. And no other gates. What do you think about this? Like, only 3 gates for the Protoss.
Well, no, he has 5 gates out, buddy.
Oh, where's the other 2?
There's 2 in the back of his base, plus double forge going on.
I was just looking at that. Okay, yeah, you're right. 5 gates and double forge. Okay, you're right.
Yep, thermal lance is finished, and the Colossus count is slowly climbing. A 2nd robo would probably help, and more gates would help on this kind of a base count.
Yes, 3 bases here. He's going to have a large bank in a hurry here if he does not keep macroing. Okay, here we go. The flying factory going to move down the map just to check out what the Protoss is doing. So he should scout this 3rd base and be like, uh-oh, what did I get myself into here?
Terran finally getting his 3rd base, and he's really going to be wishing that he had harassed a lot sooner than this, but that drop is now, just now on the way into the main base. I'm trying to see if there's 3, yep, the gateways are all available to warp in.
There we go.
So as soon as that drop comes, he can warp in units to respond.
He has two drops, by the way, 1 on each side of the map. One's going into main, one's going to the 3rd base. The factory's going to get here too. Alright, so the one in the main base drops first. He is bringing his Colossus over to take care of this, and some Stalkers. Picks up in the main, and over in the third base he is dropping again. This time he's going to lose a little bit more workers that time, and he's going to try to focus down this Nexus.
Yep, he looks like his army's going to get cut off a little bit.
Ooh.
Force field's going down. Yeah, this Terran army's in serious trouble. He needs to get out of there fast.
Yeah. Wow, the Colossus are just sitting back here taking basically thermal lance aim. Is the Nexus going to go down? That's the question. I don't think so. Nope, it does not go down. The Protoss was able to hold off those the harassment from the Terran. And off to the mid game we go. M for the Terran, plus some Vikings are in the air now. Oh, okay, I saw the red on the map. It's the factory just floating over this third base. And it has not been taken down out of the sky yet. Here comes the Stalkers right now.
Yep, Stalker's going to grab that factory. Is there an armory down?
Excuse me?
Is there an armory down? Because generally you need to get the armory in place. Oh yeah, he's got 2-2 on the way, so there has to be one.
Yep, armory is right there, and below that, as you can see, a Ghost Academy is down. So Sky definitely macroing up pretty hard now. His third base did go down, and in front of that he's making another command center. Both gases going down at the third base also. He's going to need the gas for all of the Ghost upgrades.
Yep. I'm kind of a huge fan of Ghost play in the TVP matchup. I mean, in general, but also in specifically in TVP, because that's really where you see it. If you remember in... Oh, damn, I can't believe it. In TSL 3, Thorzane versus Naniwa, incredible matchup. Thorzane making 0 Vikings and still beating a Colossus army with incredible Ghost usage.
Was that the finals? Or that wasn't?
That was the finals.
That was the finals. Okay, was that the Chill Get Out game?
That I think it could have been the Chill Get Out game, but all the games were pretty similar. I mean, it's TVP, so
okay. I was just trying.
Yeah. It's not a huge variance in TVP. At least at that point in time, like TVP mech didn't really exist, so it was all bio play.
I used to say that all the time in games where a person would lag. I would say that after that incident in TSL 3, I would just say it. And people were like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, you didn't see TSL 3? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, man, what's going on here? So, Protoss taking the roundabout way. I don't know what he's scouting for with this roundabout direction. But he is going around. Oh, I see. His forward pylon is, forward proxy, whatever you want to call it, is on the left-hand side of the map. So he's just reinforcing over here at this pylon, getting a death ball going here for the Protoss. Meanwhile, the Terran is going to go down and protect his, what would be his, oh, I'm sorry, he's going to kill the pylon that's at his fourth base. His entire army is coming over here. This could be bad if he's not prepared to go back, because the Protoss is going right into the natural as we speak.
Gonna catch these ghosts out in the open.
Oh, all the ghosts are going to go down. Oh my goodness.
Yep, 4 Colossus at 2-2. That's nothing to sneeze at. A lot of Stalkers as well. There's not a whole lot of Zealots in there to buffer damage right now.
Nope. Finally, here comes
the army.
Finally, the Terran army gets there with the Vikings. That could have been bad. He could have lost that entire natural. If the Protoss did not know, or knew that the Terran army wasn't there, he could have just walked in a natural and taken it out. Alright, just playing Ring Around a Rosie now a little bit here. They're both maxed out.
Yep.
They don't know when to attack. They don't know what's going on. Who has the more bases right now? The Terran has not been into the southern part of the map in a very long time. So they're kind of in the dark.
That was pretty much like the most serious bullet dodge by Sky, because his army was way out of position. He could have easily lost his natural. Oh, EMP is on the High Templar. Say goodbye to all your storms.
Oh, no more.
Ghosts.
The ghosts got out of position. They're way out in front of the army.
The Colossus are falling at an incredibly fast... One of them is not even participating in the fight. Templar coming forward, but they'd have no energy to do anything. The Protoss army is falling apart.
Yeah, the Templar just marched right into that army and got taken out. The Protoss has to turn around. If you look at the vision of the Terran, he does not know about that left base, but he's going to know about it right now. Meanwhile, the vision of the Protoss, he doesn't know about the right base of the Terran. So they're both in the dark still. Both have not scouted around this map.
That is correct. So both players, let me just check the production facilities here.
All right, I'll check the workers.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
A lot more gates are up. We got 3 Colossus at a time. That's incredible. That's a lot. It's a good way to spend your money. We have 3-3 is done for Protoss. We have shield upgrades on the way now. And this is the point where it starts to get a lot harder for Terran because you have High Templar and Colossus out and really, really high upgrades for Protoss. So you're going to start running into some AoE problems. Meanwhile, huge drop in the main base.
4
huge warp-in to respond. There's too many Terran here. He's going to have to pull his whole army back. He's definitely going to lose some key structures.
Oh.
Robotics Bay going down, a couple of gates being depowered, getting destroyed. And this is the point where Sky should run away. Sky, get out of there! Sky, what are you doing?
Pick up!
Sky!
Oh, he's gonna lose all of his medevacs right now.
That Sky needed to pull out way sooner than that. I really don't know why he stayed. I'm assuming he was busy somewhere else on the map, but like you don't stick around when the Protoss army shows up.
That's right. Sky does have 17 worker kills, but at this stage of the game, I don't think that number really matters. If you look at the worker supply, 61 to 68 as far as the Control A tab goes. The I tab shows 58 to 68. Alright, another engagement in the middle of the map. We have 5. Is that 5 Colossus here with this army?
Yep, and we've got some Zealots coming around. Oh, they're going to get picked off for free, it looks like.
Yes, they did. Poor Zealots. They were marching to ire. Alright, the High Templar are going to try to position themselves in a better position this time and to try to storm this army. Ooh, the Terran goes right for this left base of the Protoss.
Yeah, but the Terran is possibly going to get sandwiched between warp-ins and the main army. A couple of EMPs going off. The Colossus count tumbling down to almost 0 instantly. So the Vikings doing their job, but here come the Psy Storms!
Yep, here come the High Templar.
Oh, the Vikings clumped up onto it!
Oh, and they land!
The Vikings do land. That's one of the nice things of having Vikings. You can actually use them to fight after the air part is over. Protoss army is cleaned up for now, but you can see Third Degree's bank is actually a lot better for this situation than Sky's bank, because Protoss can warp in a bunch of High Templar, make a bunch of Archons on that kind of a gas count. Meanwhile, Terran with this kind of a mineral count, like the Terran army is way more mineral heavy than a Protoss army. He needs to get more minerals in his bank as soon as possible.
Yeah, this third base, or I'm sorry, this left-hand base of the Protoss is probably going to go down. Protoss isn't even going to come over to defend it. He's going to march back home. Oh, no, he takes his probes over and then reinforces here at the third base. So the left base does go down. Terran is up about 60 supply, or no, about 53 supply right now. Way ahead in this game. A Nexus going down in the center of the map. And this right-hand base, he just scanned the right-hand base and he sees that nothing is there. So Terran probably feeling really comfortable about his position. He is mining from two bases.
Yep, that's the that center base is the half base.
Right.
Potentially you could take the far right side and then push up towards Terran's planetary fortress there. But right now, Sky with a huge army supply lead. Third Degree still banking a lot of gas. I would love to see just more Templars from Third Degree. He has so much gas, it could easily happen. More Templar. We do see 3 Archons. But High Templar and Psystorm, I think, is really the only way he's going to be able to even out this army count. Oh, he's walking into a trap. Don't do it, Third Degree!
Yep, he just almost walked around that Terran army and got surrounded. Alright, this command center going down to this base here, taking this base to the lower right. And that means that means 2 expansions will be left on the map. The Protoss has already claimed this one to the left of the pylon. He has a High Templar here too. Look at this, SCV's going to come over and scout it too. He sees the High Templar, sees the pylon. The SCV's like standing between the two. Oh. Okay, what is it? What does the Terran do? Oh, the Terran's going to go after this center base. He says, "Oh, free Nexus, here I am."
Yeah,
oh,
third degree. He can't defend his armies. He's at 137 supply compared to the maxed out Terran army.
Yep.
Building armor just finished, making that planetary fortress stronger. We got +2 ship weapons on the way.
Yep.
We could see some nuclear missiles. I mean, if he just makes a factory, he can build some nuclear missiles.
Right, he lost the factory when he floated it down over the Protoss base. Oh, here we go. The Protoss wants to engage. He has Archons in the front. He has the Zealots on the ground. The Vikings did not... Oh, no, the Vikings are over here to the side flanking. The Stalkers are focusing the Vikings. It's like a circle here. The Colossus on the bio, Stalkers on the Vikings, and Zealots and Archons on the bio.
This is kind of just the last legs of Third Degree's army. It's going to fall apart. Sky saves his command center. Third Degree, he really can't form any semblance of a defense, even if he warped in a whole lot of Templar. I mean, at this point, there's no Psy Storm available. There it is. Dropping the Manor Mule.
Manor Mules.